And let's cross now to Washington, D.C., where that incredible exchange between Volodymyr Zelensky and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance took place in the White House's Oval Office. Our Washington correspondent Simon Marks is with us. Good morning, Simon.
Morning, Alexa.
Wow, what a meeting. How's that all playing out over in the US?
Well, they're still digging in within the Trump administration. I mean, they absolutely insist that it was not the president and the vice president of the United States who were at fault. This was not, they insist, any kind of premeditated mugging of Volodymyr Zelensky. They step around the fact that Donald Trump forced Volodymyr Zelensky to endure an impromptu 45-minute news conference in which not only the president and the vice president of the United States goaded him, but also some propagandists in the room representing pro-Trump TV networks. They're now playing a much more prominent role at White House events, with news organizations like Reuters and AP banned from the room by the Trump organization. Also stuck it to Zelensky, including that reporter many people will have seen asking the Ukrainian president whether he owns a suit and why doesn't he own one, and isn't he being disrespectful by showing up at the White House in his fatigues. Remember that Volodymyr Zelensky, since the war began, has said that he will only return to civilian clothes when the war is over, very similar to the position Winston Churchill took. Today on the Fox News channel, the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, still finding fault with the Ukrainian leader.
Coming to the Oval Office, with the body language, the shaking of head, the kind of the arms crossed, we found it incredibly disrespectful. We were ready to sign that deal. I want to address directly that this was some type of ambush is absolutely false. We had negotiated the minerals deal in the weeks prior. It was difficult, but it was done and finalized and ready to be signed in the East Room.
And he said that Volodymyr Zelensky can come back to the White House when he's serious about signing that deal, a deal that even some former Republican officials here are describing as extortion, accusing the Trump administration of acting like a mafia club. And that deal, even in the final draft, still did not contain the robust security guarantees that Volodymyr Zelensky wanted to discuss with President Trump. President Trump all last week dissembling on the issue of security guarantees. He did it with the French President Emmanuel Macron, the British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, and then absolutely didn't have any meaningful talks with Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday about it, because after 45 minutes, Trump basically threw him out of the White House, describing the 3/4 of an hour standoff as going to make great television. So right now, the Trump administration has to wait and see what those European leaders come up with President Zelensky, and quite how those European leaders, particularly the British and the French, are going to sell all of this to Donald Trump, a man who parrots Vladimir Putin's positions on the conflict, is going to be the story of the next few days and weeks.
Oh, thank you very much for your time on that. That's Simon Marks, our Washington correspondent there, dissecting for us the Republican reaction to the incredible meeting we saw between Volodymyr Zelensky and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance that took place in the White House Oval Office.